Greetings, fellow humanity. We are live. This is Live Free or Die, and I'm your host, King Eli, king of all alternative news on this Manhattan Neighborhood Network. This is the People's Network, and we, the people, I said it, we, the people who abide by the Constitution of this great United States of America, get a chance to exercise our First Amendment right. The right to free speech. Alrighty then. Alright, today's topic is going to be, being that there is about 6 more days to the end of the world, today's topic is going to be, it's the end of the world! And basically, I'm going to break down for you what's going to happen on December 21st. Are you ready? Are you guys ready for this? Get your pens, get your paper, because it's going down. I'm going to tell you right now. December 21st, the end of the world. All right, you ready? Here it goes. Nothing, absolutely nothing is going to happen. Planet X is not coming, okay? The only X that's coming is on the New World Order, the United Nations, okay? And we'll just start off with our first article right there. This is 10 reasons why it's not the end of the world as we know it, by Paul Joseph Watson and Alex Jones from Infowars.com. Basically, I'll read you off some of the reasons. The Mayans, first of all, thought we lived on an alligator's back, okay? There isn't... This is not going to happen, okay? Let me tell you this, people. Sorry to disappoint you. I hope you didn't go out and waste all your money and do foolish things, but yes, the world is not going to end. And though I do believe in ascension and the rapture, I can almost guarantee 100% that it is not going to happen on December 21st. Like it says in the book of Mark, 13:32, only the Father himself knows that day of the end time and the hour of the end time. No guardian angel, no angel, not even the Son, not you, not I, know when the world is going to end. So, yeah, that's about that. Okay? Now let's move on to real news, okay? This is from Mac Salvo from shiftplan.com, SHTFP plan.com, whatever, Mark Salvo, and it states, speculation abounds. Did North Korea launch a new EMP-capable Star Wars weapon? Yes, I don't know if you have heard the news, but North Korea has launched this test missile into the sky. And it reminds me of this video game that I saw called Homefront, where basically they predicted everything that's going on, the death of the Korean president and his son taking over, and then they throw it as like this satellite that basically shuts off all the electricity in America, and they invade us. And yeah, let's see if we can get that clip for you. Hopefully it works. You know, this is running really slow and ragged. Let's pray.
The torpedo that sunk the Cheonan and took the lives of 46 South Korean sailors was fired by a North...
Oh, no. All right, we're having some technical difficulties here. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? Come on. They really need to update this internet. All right. I think I got it to the part where the satellite is going to nuke us. Oh, come on. Really? Really? Well, anyway, there is a satellite that North Korea is going to send up, a super EMP satellite, and disable all the electricity for the lower 48 of the United States. Lower 48 states. Come on, really? Really? Come on. Oh, this aggravates me. All right. So, this is the reason why I believe that we need to keep our Second Amendment. I'm killing time here. All right, I got it. This is why we need to keep our Second Amendment here, okay, people? Anyway, you can watch the rest of that on YouTube. My system is very slow. Manhattan Neighborhood Network, please update this internet. So over here, please. It's very, very slow. Second week in a row. They're always doing great for me, so I can't complain too much. I gotta love MNN. You can go to MNN.org right here. Watch me live every Saturday. Anyway, this is the reason we need to keep our Second Amendment, because I believe this is all part of their plan. They throw out little psyops in video games and movies to let us know what the hell's going to go down. And once they take away our weapons, then that leaves us open for a foreign invasion. Like General Yamamoto said of Japan during World War II, when they considered an invasion of the west coast of the United States, General Yamamoto said that would be impossible because there would be a gun in between every blade of grass we land on. So, our Second Amendment needs to stay to defend ourselves and our Constitution against enemies foreign and domestic. Domestic terrorists and domestic idiots like we had such as yesterday morning who shot and killed 20 kindergarteners. Unfortunately, my heart and prayers go out to all the families and the victims of that fatal shooting. But instead of blaming the guns, let's focus and blame what really happened. How about this guy was on drugs? Huh? How about this guy was on serotonin reuptake inhibitors, drugs known as Prozac and Xanax? Huh? Blame the drugs. You know these serotonin reuptake inhibitors cause over 100,000 deaths a year in this country? You would have to have 10 school shootings a day to match the death of those drugs. And it's going to come out. I guarantee you, I am almost 100% sure that this guy was on Prozac or lithium or Xanax or one of these serotonin reuptake inhibitor drugs. I guarantee it. We got a report right here from Brian Ross, ABC News. Brian Ross, I got to give it to the guy. This is the only mainstream media guy that I admire and I watch and I follow. Brian Ross from ABC News. His article states, Connecticut shooter Adam Lanza obviously not well. Okay, and a relative told ABC that Adam was obviously not well. Family, friends, and newborn also described the young man as troubled, as described as by Nancy Riggett. Adam was not connected with the other kids, said Barbara Frey, who also said he was a little bit different and kind of repressed. Yeah, it's all coming out, you see. And his brother even reported that he has Asperger's and he's autistic. So instead of blaming the gun, which the teachers should have been armed, Connecticut has one of the most draconian gun laws in the country, okay? So you can't blame guns. Had the teachers been armed like they do in Israel and Switzerland, they are armed to the T. Armed to the T. In Israel, the students and the teachers bring guns to school, okay? So if one of these maniacs would show up, they handle their business. It's an unfortunate event, and you notice these sickos and these criminals only target the high-populated gun control areas, okay? You're not going to have this going down in some Texas school. Anyway. And if you do, you're going to have a response, a high response, okay? Because if I was a teacher or if I was a security in that school, I would want to be armed. So this way, I could have taken this son of a bitch out. Anyway, and we got some telltale signs here that this may have been an, basically, Mike Adams from Natural News reports that one of the most red flags of the staged shooting is a second gunman, indicating it was a coordinated plan and planned. The Aurora Batman shooter James Holmes, for example, was a graduate student and actually working on mind control technologies funded by the U.S. government. And also Fox News reported that there was a second gunman in the Connecticut shooting, let out of the woods by officers, and also a CBS affiliate was also reporting the existence of a second gunman and said police believe there may be a second gunman and are looking for a red or maroon van. And ABC News also originally reported a second gunman is apparently at large. So already the stories are switching up. They started off with a second gunman, and now there is no second gunman. What we need to do is look into the background and the history of this scumbag and see if he has any Army psychologist, psychiatrist affiliation. If he was run by an Army psych doc, then this was definitely an inside job to come and grab our guns and our Second Amendment. Don't blame guns, people. Do not blame guns. Blame the Prozac and the lithium and the Xanax and the serotonin reuptake inhibitors this guy was on. And right before this shooting happened, we have an article from Kurt Nemo. Second Amendment opponents regroup as dust settles following Illinois' concealed carry ruling. Yes, Chicago, Illinois, basically, the Court of Appeal said citizens have a right to a Second Amendment. They have a right to bear arms and protect themselves from idiots like this. You see all this gun control and Piers Morgan and Michael Moore and Bob Costas and all these so-called liberal Democratic scumbags. They're not liberals. A real liberal is Thomas Jefferson, okay? You guys aren't liberals. You guys are communist, okay? Socialist, communist. Who want to take my guns, and it's not going to happen. And then what's going to happen next? What are you going to do? Put TSA in my schools? Put TSA on the highways? Put TSA everywhere to search everybody for a gun? Should we ban all spoons for obesity? Huh? Should we ban all bathtubs because the mother drowned her children in the bathtub? How about last Friday, the guy in China who stabbed 22 children in a classroom? Should we ban all kitchen knives? What about OJ? Should we ban knives? He killed his wife, allegedly, with a knife. And yes, moving on to this next story, speaking of the TSA, TSA calls bomb specialist on wheelchair-bound 12-year-old with a bone disorder, keeping America safe from evil terrorists. The TSA continues to keep Americans safe from terrorists, once again thwarting a dangerous threat, this time from a wheelchair-bound 12-year-old girl with a genetic bone disorder. Let's go to the clip. Outrageous clip we got here.
Tonight, the TSA is standing by this video. It's a girl crying as security screeners check her for explosives. The 12-year-old is in a wheelchair, and her mother, who screeners kept at a distance, did the only thing she could. She recorded it. And tonight, our Jason Whiteley talked to the family and the TSA. Jason?
Right now, the girl's mom and dad say they are astonished at what happened, telling us tonight the screeners did not use common sense when their 12-year-old daughter in a wheelchair passed through a security checkpoint in Terminal A at DFW Airport.
It's okay. You didn't do nothing wrong. We're going to get you on your way, okay?
The whole situation overwhelmed Shelby Walser.
I was just scared because I didn't know what they were going to do.
The 12-year-old girl suffers from brittle bone disease and was flying to Florida for treatment. But the TSA detained her at DFW Airport on Sunday.
What they did is they went across and then they went down each finger.
Screeners said her palms tested positive for explosives.
It could have came off fertilizer because we have chickens, and I could have run through something from them, or it could have just came off the ground because I rolled through everything.
Shelby's mom said she could not comfort her crying daughter. She was ordered to keep back for the hour it took the TSA to call in bomb experts.
I am by no means undermining our safety in the air. After 9/11, by no means am I doing that.
All right. Well, there you have it there. I thought I had another clip. It was a little more emotional. Maybe this is it. Let's see if it plays.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
Yeah,
First tonight on Fox 4 News at 5:30. A 12-year-old wheelchair-bound girl was detained for nearly an hour at DFW Airport. She was trying to get through security. She was on her way to Florida for medical treatment, but security agents said she was a threat. And this, honestly, is a story that's going to outrage a whole lot of folks. Deanna Anglin is here tonight with a story that you will see only on Fox 4. Dion.
Yeah, Heather, this little girl travels from her home in Kaufman County to Florida for medical treatment for brittle bone disease. She's made the trip many times, but this time screening agents stopped her, separated her from her mother, and she says put her through a terrifying ordeal.
The upset little girl in the center of your screen in the wheelchair is 12-year-old Shelby Walzer. On Sunday, TSA agents at DFW Airport detained her because they claimed she had bomb residue on her hands. Agents would not allow her.
All right, I had enough of that. Obviously, you saw the little girl in tears calling for her daddy. I have 2 daughters of my own, and that really, really gets to me. You TSA pedophile bastards, you have no common sense. That was the TSA bonehead move of the week. Let's just move on, please. I can't take this anymore. Let's open up the phone lines. You want to give me a call, 212-245-7273. We are live. It is Saturday, December 15th, 2012. Give me a call. All right, moving on to our next article. This is from Paul Joseph Watson at Infowars.com. Samsung TVs can be hacked to spy on viewers. Security firm exposes dangers of so-called smart products. A security firm has discovered a vulnerability in Samsung Smart TV that allows the devices to be hacked, which, if left unpatched, would permit the system's microphone and camera to use a spy on the viewer, to be used to spy on the viewer, basically. Also, similar other things are similar other products like Xbox, the Sony PlayStation, and even Verizon has recently filed a patent, an official patent for the cable boxes that will actively spy on Americans in their own homes. So if you have Verizon Fios that you're watching me on right now, which I do as well, unfortunately, yes, you can. They can watch you. There's a camera in the cable box, and there's a microphone. And if you have that new Samsung Smart TV, camera, microphone, they watch you. You better believe it. The CIA director admitted, Mr. Panetta admitted, oh, we won't have to work so hard on spying on everyone because Americans are going to be spying on themselves for us by buying the products, the new toaster ovens, the new washing machines, the new refrigerators. You're basically letting them into your home. So do the research on the products you buy from China before you put them in your home. All right, we have a call. Caller, you are on the air.
Yes.
Talk to me. What's on your mind?
Regarding all this hysteria about the Second Amendment, I'm a legal gun owner in the city, and I've been that for about 18 years. Went to the whole background check thing, and actually I've used my privilege to prevent a crime before it happened, before it actually came to conclusion where something bad happened, and therefore the crime was present. And, you know, a lot of these people, they want to jump to conclusions. They think that banning everything is going to make this world a utopia and all this stuff. And they're basically living in a fairy tale. And the world is not a fairy tale. Reality is not a fairy tale. And, the Second Amendment serves 3 purposes as far as, you probably know. 1, to protect us against, self-defense. 2, protect us against as a deterrent against outside forces, but also 3, against inside forces, potentially taking away our rights. So we got to be careful without jumping to conclusions and having all this hysteria and all this craziness. We're going to solve the world. Well, think about what may happen if we actually do implement it too restrictively. I think we've got to find out what would actually cause this guy to go crazy like this. Let's look at the details. This is a fairly new phenomenon, and let's find out what really happened before we start jumping and going crazy. All right?
Absolutely. Great points. I appreciate the call. The guy made a great point right there. He legally owns a gun in the city, and he states that he prevented a crime with his legally owned gun. And actually, 80% of the time weapons are used is to prevent a crime, okay? So guns are used more in this country to prevent crime than there is crime. Blood is boiling. We got another call. Caller, you're on the air. Turn down your TV and listen to me.
What I'm thinking about we need to tighten up security.
Turn down your TV. Turn down your TV.
Hello?
Go ahead. Talk to me.
Yeah, we need to tighten up security as far as all the schools because, you know, you can't protect anyone from a lone wolf like what happened yesterday, man. So that's, you know, our children are the future. We have to be able to protect all our schools and have security. This country is too free in the first place. You're right, 80% of crime is prevented with guns, but what about the other 20%? You know, the homicides and the things that go on.
So how would we protect them? Would we ban guns in America? Is that what you're saying, sir?
No, I'm not saying we should ban.
Okay. What are you saying?
How
can we protect?
That there should be tight restrictions as far as getting a freaking gun. It's too easy to get a gun. I know criminals right now that can go and get a shotgun.
Oh, absolutely.
I know convicted fellas that can go buy a gun in Virginia. It's crazy what's going on. You got to tighten the restrictions on getting guns.
But don't you think the teachers should be allowed to arm themselves?
Who?
Teachers. The teachers.
Of course. Teachers should be allowed to arm themselves. And at every school there should be security. The thing is, this country is too free. And on top of all that, there's too much violence on TV. All these young kids coming up. If kids were crazy and wild back then in the 70s and 80s, imagine how they now. You have to understand the psychic of kids, the way they're thinking. The country's too free, first of all. You got too much violence on TV. What they see is what they act in, and that's what's going on.
Absolutely.
Am I making sense here?
You're absolutely right, and I appreciate the call. Made a great point there about the gangster culture. MTV pushes this gangster culture mentality. They push this gangster rap. As a matter of fact, I did an article a few months ago. Back in 1996, they brought together a bunch of rappers, and they were pushing this gangster rap culture out on us, basically to heighten all the gun crime and, you know, make it cool to have an illegal gun and go shoot your brother, your black or Hispanic brother, your homie. You know, make it, oh, that's cool because I'm down. I'm a gangster rapper now. Meanwhile, you look like a clown and you're spending the rest of your life in jail. Won't you take proper classes and get properly educated on guns and arming yourself so this kind of tragedy doesn't happen again? So when this psychopath comes into your school, you can shoot him down legally. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, so first I give you a lot of props because I know it takes kind of courage to go on after this, especially in this liberal town, people going nuts. So.
I don't call them liberals, sir. I call them wannabe liberals. Thomas Jefferson was a liberal, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so you brought up Thomas Jefferson. This is my point, I guess. Okay, so the framers of the Constitution at the time, 200 plus years ago, a rifle and gun used for hunting, so you had to get your dinner somehow. Plus, I know with the soldiers and the quarters and that, I guess my thing is we're seeing these huge, high-powered assault rifles, which I don't know if the framers of the Constitution ever thought that. Is there a way to ban? Because do you really need these AK-47 to go out and
hunt? Sir, I'm going to cut you off right there because we're running out of time. Israel has fully automatic weapons that they bring to school. Switzerland, they carry grenades. There's no mass shootings over there. More guns equal less crime. I appreciate the call. You're going way liberal left there on me. Okay, pal? I'm not going for that. We'll take one more call. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah, I got a comment. I'm glad that they're going to be taking away our guns, you know?
Aren't you George Bush's brother? Aren't you George Bush's cousin or something? Yeah. He's glad that... last week he was praising George Bush. Now this week he's glad they're taking away all the guns. This guy just wants to get a rise out of me, I tell you. All right, let's take a real call. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes. I'm just calling to put my idea out in the open.
All right, really quick because we're running out of time.
Yes, I think there's a bunch of no-good cops all around doing nothing. And I think it would be a good idea if there was at least 2 cops each in every school.
Actually, there is I appreciate the call, there is a task force, a school safety task force that roll around with guns. They actually are NYPD. So the New York City schools are pretty safe. They got metal detectors and they violate your rights, whatever. But the police department can be mobilized and at your school within minutes. So the problem not here in the city is basically, we need to be armed. All of us need to be armed, damn it. One more call. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, really quick. 30 seconds.
Hey, what's going on, man? You better get ready for Agenda 21, motherfucker, because it's coming, buddy.
Absolutely. I appreciate the call. This is a family show. Agenda 21 is coming, and they're coming to take our guns. This is the truth, people. They are absolutely coming to take our guns. The United Nations, this is what it's all about. This is the build-up to it. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, buddy. It's United States Rescue.
30 seconds, buddy. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Every teacher, every other teacher should have a gun. They should teach them by the police department, by the FBI, have training. If they would have had one person with a gun, would have spotted him, could have did a job on him.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. I appreciate the call. There you go. People, we are out of time. I thank you all for watching. I thank you all for listening. My prayers, my thoughts, and my heart goes out to all those little children. I have children, and it really pains me. It's for the mainstream, the main scumbag media to just go out and blame guns when the problem is the Prozac, the serotonin reuptake inhibitors. This guy was a psychopath. All right, people, that's it. We're done. We're going to take this out in silence in memory of our fallen children. God bless America. God save the Constitution. And if you have received this transmission, then you are the resistance.